Dinner time at school. So the dinners at Trinity School are amazing. Our cook, Mrs. Pennington, cooks fabulous meals. She's amazing with the children, gets to know their likes and their dislikes really well. She caters for all dietary requirements. She'll bend over backwards to try and help you as much as she can. So if your child is having a school dinner and they've got a dietary requirement, please contact school and we will speak to Mrs. Pennington and help you with this. Currently, there's still a government initiative to provide free school meals for all children in reception and Key Stage 1. So you might as well take up the opportunity for your child to have one of these free school meals. As I mentioned before, the dinners are extremely good and the children do love this aspect of school because it's quite social. It's like a little cafe. So basically we take them into the hall, a class at a time. They get a little tray and they take it to the serving hatch. Once at the serving hatch, they can choose what meal they would like. There's sometimes 2 options, sometimes 3 options. So it might be, for instance, cottage pie and curry, and there might be another option of a jacket potato. They can also then choose a dessert, which will be fruit or yogurt or a biscuit or homemade cake. The children are then taught how to carry their tray to the table, where the knife and fork and cups are all waiting for them. The lunchtime staff help the children to cut up the food and encourage them to eat with a knife and fork, and they can have a little drink of either milk or water, or sometimes it's apple juice or orange juice. Once the children have finished the dinner, then they're encouraged to take their tray to the clearing away area, and we help them to clear away their plate and put their cups and cutlery in the right place, and then they go out to play on the playground with the rest of their friends in reception and the Year 1 and Year 2 children as well. If your child is not having a school dinner, they will go into the hall at the same time with their packed lunch, and again they'll be supported. They sit with the hot meal children, and they're supported with the lunchtime staff and help to open and encourage to eat their packed lunches. So once you've decided whether your child's having a school dinner or a packed lunch, we ask that you stay with that choice for a half term. It just makes it easier for the kitchen staff point of view ordering food, so that the numbers remain the same for the half term. And then if you decide you want to change, just let us know before the half term break, and your child can start on the alternative meal after that break. Now, I've already mentioned that the government initiative for free school meal for reception in Key Stage 1 is still currently happening. There are some families who might have a statutory entitlement to free school meals regardless of this, and these are the families that might be on certain types of benefits. If you think this is applicable to you, then there is a number that you can contact that helps with this, and it helps bring additional funding into school to support your child through their time in school. So if you think this applies to you, please contact the school office or email us on the parental concerns email that's detailed on the PowerPoint. Before your child starts school with us in September, we like to find out as much as we possibly can about your child to support their transition into school. We've already contacted many preschool settings and nurseries to find out about your child, about their likes and their dislikes, about their friendships and issues that we might need to support them as they move into school. If you have any additional information about your child that you would like to share with us, you can either contact the school office or you can email us on the parental concerns email that's mentioned in the PowerPoint. Once your child starts school with us in September, we will begin the process of observing, assessing and planning learning opportunities for your child. This starts off with our baseline assessments that we do, which are just practical activities that we use to find out academic information about your child. We carry out observations that help us to understand their social and emotional development and any needs that we might need to address. This is carried out by the whole teaching team. We share responsibility for assessing the children and planning their next steps and making sure learning matches individual needs. We treat every child in reception as unique and individual, and that we plan for their individual learning needs. Please don't compare your child with siblings or with friends. Everybody's different, everybody learns in a different way. If you have got any concerns at all about your child, or you just want to ask a question, a simple question, you can speak to any member of the reception teaching team. We're really approachable, we're really friendly, and we do work together as a team. So if your child's in my class, it doesn't have to be me that you speak to, it could be any member of the reception team. They will pass any information on to me. If you want to come in and speak to the teacher, we can organise a time where you can come in and have a chat with us. Please never feel that any question is silly. Just ask us. We'd rather, that's what we're there for, we'd rather ask and be able to answer questions that you might have as they arise. There are formal opportunities throughout their time in reception to have feedback about your child's learning and academic progress. There's a parents' evening in October, another one in February, and of course the end of year reports in July. However, as I've already mentioned, please don't think you have to wait for those opportunities. You can contact school, you can arrange to speak to us if you've got any issues that you want to discuss with us. If your child is going to be absent from school for any reason, whether it's because they're poorly or they've got a hospital or dental appointment, it's really important that you let us know at school as soon as possible. You can notify the school office by using the app. You can ring, email or bob in to let them know that your child's going to be absent from school for that day, or if you know for how long, for what period of time that's going to be. If we don't receive notification of an absence, the school office will contact you just to check that everything is okay with your child. If your child has a tummy upset, so if they've got sickness or diarrhea, it's school policy that they do not return to school until they have had 48 hours clear of sickness or diarrhea. So basically they can come back to school 48 hours after their last bout of sickness or diarrhea. This is simply so that we can contain the bugs, they're not spreading amongst the other children, and also to make sure that your child is back to 100% health again. If your child becomes unwell at school, we will obviously ring to contact you to ask you to collect your child. That's why it's really, really important that you make sure all the information and telephone numbers and contacts are up to date in school, so that if we need you, we can contact you urgently. So for instance, if you change your mobile number throughout the year, please make sure you let the school office know that there's been a change to this. If your child has head lice, please let school know. As you can imagine, in school it's really common. We recommend that you check your child's hair at least once a week, and if you notice that they've got head lice, please let us know, then we can let other parents know so that they too can check and treat their child. If your child receives first aid at school, so if they've had a bump, maybe they've fallen over and grazed their knee at lunchtime, they'll receive a little first aid slip that will go in their reading bags for you to look at. So it will say basically fallen over outside, grazed their right knee, and then it'll tell you what treatment was given, so a cold compress applied and a plaster, and then it'll be signed by the person who's carried out the first aid in school. If your child has a bump to their head, they will get a first aid slip. They'll also get a bump to the head letter, and on the bottom of the letter it is a little bit for you to sign just to return to school to say you've received the letter. It just basically says to watch out for things like drowsiness and keeping your eye on your child over the next 24 hours. In addition to this, we also send a text if there's been a bump to the head, just in case the letter doesn't make it home, just so that you're aware that your child had a bump and you can monitor them for the rest of the evening. Finally, please remember, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can contact the school office, or you can use parental concerns email that's on the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint that's on the website alongside of this video hopefully will answer many of your questions. It'll remind you about the school uniform, gives you ideas of things you can do to help to prepare your child for school. It's also got lots of photographs of the classroom environment and of the teaching staff, so that you can help to prepare your child for what it's going to be like when they start school in September. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. I hope it's been useful, and we look forward to seeing you in the near future. Thank you.